Hey everyone, my name is Mitch Dyer. This is Jose Otero.
Hello.
Jose, The Legend of Korra is one of my favorite television shows.
I did not know that.
Well, you can learn a lot of things about me, you just never talk to me.
Okay.
But now we can talk all about The Legend of Korra because Platinum Games is developing like a third-person melee combat action game based on the show.
Yeah.
You and I played it. You're not a fan of the show. I am. Those are two very different perspectives. I'm curious for you, as somebody who doesn't know anything about that world, those characters, that setting, any of that. Is this game like appealing to you at all?
It is, actually. One of the things that right away stood out, I mean, you look at who's developing this game, it's Platinum, and you go, wait a minute, what?
Bayonetta, Wonderful 101, Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance.
They have experience kind of nailing the, sort of specifics to a licensed title. They did it with Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, which was really good. And I think that Korra, as someone who doesn't know the show, I have a lot more interest because of how deep the combat is in Korra.
Yeah.
You can quickly switch between the different bender styles, so you're going between water, fire, earth, and wind. And it looks really cool, and it's almost seamless. Like, you can start a combination with fire and then use L1 and R1 to quickly switch to that water style. And then you have,
and it's totally seamless. Like, it really feels good, right?
Yeah, and then they also include that you can sort of charge up a move. So in between, if you want to sort of wait a second and delay and then spring out and follow up with another hit, it's very deep in terms of the complexity, which I love.
Yeah, and everything in the game seems engineered around that, right?
Yeah.
Like, the design of it is very simple. It's combat arenas, and then you go kind of poke around this world, maybe find some treasure chests, get some XP, level up, kind of stuff like that.
Sure.
But it all just seems to function to serve the combat, which is really deep, and it is super satisfying, and it's exactly what you want from a Platinum game and what you would want from a Korra game.
Yeah. One more quick mechanic to really talk about too. I love the counter. The way the counter works.
So
they have
good.
a standard block move, which we've seen them do before, also with Rising.
Yeah.
But when you land that last second block, you get a counter where you toss both analog sticks up, and then you just follow up with some crazy stuff.
Yeah, it feels almost like a Street Fighter 3 parry. Where
exactly.
you really nailed the timing on it. It feels really good.
Yeah, it's
and then
satisfying.
You follow up, you kick this dude in the face, he goes flying off a cliff. It's great.
Yeah, no, and you go, whoa!
This is the perfect scream. Yeah.
So you're the Korra fan.
Yeah.
So the layers of fan service are there, but I can tell they are trying to embrace people like me.
Yeah.
Are they really embracing people like you?
Yeah, I mean, so far it seems fine in terms of nailing the accuracy of the world. It's still pretty early. It seems like it's going to be a kind of a short dev cycle, and the game's out this fall, so there's like 6 months left in the year. And at this point, they're still early enough that the story isn't totally in place. The cutscenes aren't totally in place, so we didn't get to see a whole lot of that. It seems to be drawing a lot on Season 1 stuff, because it bridges Seasons 2 and 3, but I don't think they want to give away a lot of stuff that's happening in Season 3, which will probably be over by the time this game comes out. So it's weird to see it's those guys from Season 1 that are back, and she starts the game without her powers, which is, that's a huge deal for the Avatar to not be able to bend in the beginning of the game. It's like a major thing. So there's some weird stuff like that, but overall, it, aesthetically, it has that cell shading for the characters. It has the hand-painted backgrounds for the setting, and you get to see Republic City in the distance with the giant Aang statue. Yeah. There's lots of little stuff like that.
Sure. They also hinted that there is a boss that they sort of collaborated on with the show writers and Platinum that is supposed to be super cool. This is the villain of the game. We don't know much about him. I hope that they deliver on that.
Yeah, Platinum is super good at coming up with cool bosses.
Yeah, and they also
wacky, crazy, cool characters who are fun to fight.
Yeah, and they also pointed out to us that this game is gonna in Platinum style, where they go, okay, here's the super easy mode for anyone who just wants to get through this and absorb all the Korra references and story and whatnot. And then there is going to be a difficulty that is going to, for lack of a better way to say it, kick your behind, right?
Yeah, man. And that's the way you want to play a game like that, right? It's a game based on a kid's show, but it's still, Korra has these adult elements. Avatar: The Last Airbender did as well, and it's something that I can watch or a kid can watch. And it's we get something valuable out of it. And to play a game where a kid can pick it up and just mash the square button, punch stuff, and win. It's nice to know that I can pick this up and have to worry about the technical complexity of stunning somebody with a earth attack and then disabling them with fire and just beating the sound out of them with water. Mixing up these attacks in a way that is actually meaningful and makes you think about combat.
Yeah. All right. Well, check out our impressions on the site, right?
Yes. So we have the news story. The announcement went up this week. Jose and I have impressions on ign.com. And for everything you need to know about Korra, including the TV show, which starts up this week, stay tuned to IGN.